How's it going, everyone? This is SentuCast, and welcome back to another reading of short, scary stories. I hope you have a spare pair of clothing, because if you do, you're probably not going to need it because these aren't that scary, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Unless it's not fine, in which case it's not fine. So, okay. So, we don't have, that much on this website left. So, I've got another website also, which you seem to be a little more lengthy. It says they're from, subreddit. So, we're gonna see, those. Maybe in this episode. Maybe we'll have to wait until the next one. But anyway, there's one here, there's only one on this page. There's two more, but one was, a link to another, a classic, from, it's called The Ladybug, but the link leads nowhere. It says 404 not found. And then there's Herald, which is an audio file. So I guess you can't read an audio. You can read words, but not an audio. Wait, why am I saying an audio? I don't know. But we've got one on this page, and then we got two more pages. I'm on page 4, there's page 5 and page 6. Link to this one in the description. It's the Thought Catalog one, just in case there's two links down there, which there's probably going to be. But anyway, this one's called Solo Camping Trip. A woman survivalist and trained outdoors guides who love to go on solo camping returns. That was the end of the sentence. Okay, it's supposed to keep going, I guess. This sentence, too, returns home after 2 weeks of being in the bush and not seeing a single soul. Develops her disposable camera film to find a roll of film with numerous pictures of her sleeping at night on different nights. She has never gone camping or hiking since. I kept pausing at the end of the sentence, so I'm just gonna read this straight through because I was pausing at the end of the sentence because I was kind of confused because they put periods where periods aren't meant to go. A woman survivalist and trains outdoors guide who loves to go solo camping returns home after 2 weeks of being in the bush and not seeing a single soul. Develops her disposable camera to find a roll of film with numerous pictures of her sleeping at night on different nights. She's never gone camping or hiking since. Okay, so next one. Alright, this one's called Be Cautious of Car Crashes. There was a story about how a guy was driving through the mountains, ex-army, and came across a crash. The car wasn't damaged at all and almost deliberately placed in the middle of a road. He drove past and saw two people lying in the road. He pulls up in front of the crash and then looks back to the people sat up and 20 or so eyes reflecting in his taillights from the surrounding bushes. He slams on the gas and goes. The story scares me because this kind of thing does happen with mountain tribes who are either cannibalistic or crazy. Okay, so I guess this is this person is kind of explaining that last thing, which I guess they were just kind of explaining it. But anyway, this next one is called This Isn't a Story. Well, I guess I'm going to have to skip it. No. Not this time, I guess. Okay, not this time. I'll skip one in the future because not really. I like to do it. It says, "This is me. I'm here. I'm shifting the words that you're reading, altering them from whatever this person wrote. I've been here for a while, for as long as you can remember anyway. Sometimes I say your name as you're falling asleep or whisper urgently in your ear. Do you remember that time that I screamed, throwing panic through you and setting your heart racing? That was fun. You're wondering who I am. That's only natural. Of course, you already know. I'm you. I'm the real you. I'm the mind that existed here before you stole my body. Before you forgot about being a parasite. I'm the child who looked the wrong way, asked the wrong question, saw the wrong thing. But I'm not so little anymore. You may have forgotten me, but I'm still here. I've always been here. I'm going to get out. I like that one. I think that was my favorite, actually. I like that one. That was good. Okay, last page is just links. Okay. It's a good thing I had this second website prepared. This one's Scoop Whoop. I love that name. Scoop Whoop. I am getting distracted. Okay, this picture on here says, the best feeling is getting a long peel similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. Cool. This first one's called This New Old House by Batuta. Oh, God. It'd help if I tried reading it instead of pronouncing it out. It says Bat Out of Hell 821. I was just gonna read it straight out one word. Batu of Hell. Oh my God, I just scrolled down a little and there's a creepy doll picture. Okay. We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal, but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kinda make a game of peeling, on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I googled one of the names and discovered that the person was actually a missing person, the missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one tech say, "Yup, it's human." Human? What's human? Ma'am, where is the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't wallpaper you are removing. Oh. That's creepy. So I guess the text on the pictures is just quotes from it. The second one, I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away, by Horror in Pure Form. I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away. My parents constantly try to explain to me how sick he is, that I am lucky for having a brain where all the chemicals flow properly to the destinations like undammed rivers. When I complain about how bored I am without a little brother to play with, they try to make me feel bad by pointing out that his boredom likely far surpasses mine, considering he's confined to a dark room in an institution. I always beg for them to give him one last chance. Of course, they did at first. Charlie has been back home several times, each shorter in duration than the last. Each time, without fail, it all starts again. The neighborhood cats with gouged out eyes showed up in his toy chest. My dad's razors found dropped on the baby slide in the park across the street. Mom's vitamins replaced by bits of dishwasher tablets. My parents are hesitant now, using last chances sparingly. They say his disorder makes him charming, makes it easy for him to fake normal. I think that's supposed to be normality. And to trick the doctors who care for him into thinking he is ready for rehabilitation. That I will just have to put up with my boredom, if it means staying safe from him. I hate it when Charlie has to go away. It makes me have to pretend to be good until he is back. Okay, that was pretty good. I didn't expect it to be like institution when they were saying sick and stuff. Well, I mean, when they mentioned the brain thing, I kind of caught on to it. But when they said sick, I thought it was like hospital. Is he hospitalized? But he's in an institution. Um, okay. Next one's called Guardians by Dark Alligator. He awoke to a huge insect-like creatures looming over his head and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room, and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. The next morning there was a tap on the door. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently place a plate filled with fried breakfast on the door. They retreated to the safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. The creatures chittered excitedly. This happened every day for weeks. At first, he was worried they were fattening him up. I was struggling there. But after a particularly greasy breakfast left him clutching his chest from heartburn, they were replacing it with fresh fruit. As well as cooking, they poured hot, steamy baths for him, and each tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. He was sickened but disposed of the remains as best he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He lay down confused but trusting as they ushered him back to bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread throughout his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered and spasmed and moaned. It was only when he felt a terrible squirming feeling beneath his skin that he realized the insects hadn't been protecting him. They had been protecting his young. So I guess it's like, were the insects like bloatflies then? Okay, this next one is called Seeing Red, the First Day of School by Zenry Heo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Zenryhao. Well, Z or Z, depending on the country. Everyone loves the first day of school, right? New year, new classes, new friends. It's a day full of potential and hope. Before all the dreary depressions of reality show up to ruin all the fun. I like the first day of school for a different reason, though. You see, I have a sort of a power. When I look at people, I can sense a sort of aura around them. A colored outline based on how long that person has to live. Most everyone I meet around my age is surrounded by solid green hue, which means they have plenty of time left. A fair amount of them have a yellow-orangish tinge to their auras, which tends to mean a car crash or some other tragedy. Anything that takes people before their time, as they say. The real fun is when their auras venture into the red end of the spectrum, though. Every now and again I'll see someone who's basically a walking stoplight. Those are the ones who get murdered or kill themselves. It's such a rush to see them and know their time is numbered. With that in mind, I always get to class very early so I can scout out my classmates' fate. The first kid who walked in basically radiated red. I chuckled to myself, too damn bad, bro. But as people kept walking in, they all had the same intense glow. I finally caught a glimpse of my rose-tinted reflection in the window. But I was too stunned to move. Our professor stepped in and locked the door. His aura a sickening shade of green. That was creepy. So if you don't get that, I don't think I really need to describe it, but if you don't get that, just as information, I believe what I'm getting from that is, so the reason why his is green is because he's going to kill them. They're going to have their untimely fates, as it said previously, because they're going to be killed. Or I guess it didn't say untimely fates, it said before their time. But it's basically the same thing, where they were all radiating red, including him, except for the teacher, which I believe is going to be a killer of some sort. These are actually really good. This new website, this is really good. And there's 30 of these, by the way. This is number 5 that I'm about to get into. That was 4 that I just finished. But number 4, I don't know if anything can top that. I like that one. That was good. This one, number 5, They Got the Definition Wrong by Lou. It has been said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I understand the sentiment behind the saying, but it's wrong. I entered the building on a bet. I was strapped for cash and didn't buy into old legends of the hotel to begin with, so $50 was more than enough to get me to do it. It was simple. Just reach the top floor, the 45th floor. Shine my flashlight from a window. The hotel was old and broken, including the elevator, so that meant hiking up the stairs. So up the stairs I went. As I reached each platform, I noted the old brass plaques displaying the floor numbers. 15, 16, 17, 18. I felt a little tired as I crept higher, but so far no ghosts, no cannibals, no demons. Piece of cake. I can't tell you how happy I was when I entered the last stretch of numbers. I joyfully counted them aloud at each platform. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 44. I stopped and looked back down the stairs. I must have miscounted, so I continued up. 44. One more flight. 44. And then down 10 flights. 44. 15 flights. 44. And so it's been for as long as I can remember. So really, insanity isn't doing something repeatedly and expecting different results. It's knowing that the results will never, ever change. That each door leads to the same staircase, to the same number. It's realizing that you no longer fall asleep. It's knowing that whether you've been running for days or weeks or years, it's when the sobbing slowly turns into laughter. That was creepy. And of course, I hear someone outside right after I read that. That was cool. These are great. This new website, I'm gonna do. Hang on, let me just scroll down. Okay, there's not gonna be there's not page numbers, so I'm gonna have to there's not page numbers, so I'm just gonna have to take note of. I'm gonna have to take note of where I am. But this last one, this is probably gonna be the last one. I don't have a piece of paper. Fine, I'll put my pen away then. We're gonna be leaving off on number 6. My Daughter Learned to Count by Real Science 87. My daughter woke me around 11:50 last night. My wife and I had picked her up from her friend Sally's birthday party, brought her home, and put her to bed. My wife went into the bedroom to read while I fell asleep watching the Braves game. "Daddy," she whispered, tugging my shirt sleeve. "Guess how old I'm going to be next month?" "I don't know, Beauty," I said as I slipped on my glasses. "How old?" She smiled and held up 4 fingers. "It is 7:30 now. My wife and I have been with her for almost 8 hours. She still refuses to tell us where she got them." Oh. Okay. I was not expecting that. She held up 4 fingers. As in, she raised up 4 decapitated fingers. Creepy. That's a I was trying to debate whether to say good or great. But I kind of mixed them. You know what? I'm sticking with it. That was a good one to stay. my last bit of sanity tries to fix everything I say. That was a good one to leave off on. Sounds cool. Or, not cool. Good. Good. I like it. That'll stay. Good. That's a good one to leave off on. I'm gonna end this before my last bit of sanity goes, and then one of these stories is written about me, how I became insane, making up words of my own, like good, and then I started screaming over and over again, saying, I gotta record a video for today, and then not realizing that I'm hallucinating. And I'm actually in an abandoned building on the floor, screaming. Okay, that was weird. Some stuff that I just came up with at the top of my head. I'm gonna leave it there after that randomness that just came out of my mouth hole. I just started coming up with. That was weird. Not the ones I read, the one I said just made up. But anyway, thank you so much for listening, not whistling. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and comment. Tell me any suggestions you have. Also, be sure to share and subscribe for daily uploads. Oh, check out these websites in the description below if you want to. But I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.